If you are not done shedding tears from when life gives you tangerines, don't worry. Resident Playbook is here for you. Hi everyone, my name's Nivi. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about Resident Playbook. The first 2 episodes dropped last week and the next are about to come out on Saturday and Sunday, and I'm super excited because it has been a while since we've seen something similar to Resident Playbook. It is the sister series for Hospital Playlist that was it was so popular that they made a second season out of it. And now this is the other part of it. So this is set in the sister hospital of where the other one was set. So, and it focuses more on just OBGYN rather than what Hospital Playlist was, which was like all of the attendings and their specialties. This is just OBGYN.
O. 김사비의 B. 편환경의 G.
나 K거든.
그리고 나 J. JAY의 Y.
OBGY.
So I'm sure there will be a lot of crying involved because, you know, moms, kids, all of that. I'm sure there will be people dying and miraculously living and all of these wonderful things. So let's get started. Resident Playbook's main character is Eyoung, and a little bit of backstory for her. She went to medical school, graduated, and then interned at a hospital, and then at the end there decided she didn't want to be a doctor anymore, and then just left it. Unfortunately for her, her dad went bankrupt, so she had no money. And then somehow she accrued about $50 million worth of debt, or won worth of debt. It's still a lot of money. So she's bankrupt, she needs a lot of money, and this is the only way. So her sister says, hey, you need to work to pay off this debt. So she decides to become a resident at this hospital. Unfortunately for her, she doesn't really want to do it, but it also pays decently well. One of the only things that she can actually get paid really well for. She doesn't really know how to do anything else. She reluctantly agrees, because what else can she do? Thereby starting her journey as a resident in the OBGYN department of this medical hospital. Right off the bat, you feel like there's something going on with her. Obviously, you know, she doesn't want to be a doctor, but I'm sure there's a backstory to why she doesn't want to be a doctor. She's too broody for it to not be an issue. There has to be something else. And I'm waiting for that to come forward. I'm assuming that as time progresses and the episodes move forward, we'll start to see why she might have left or what's going on and why she didn't want to return. But as far as her character goes, we'll start to see more of her, but initially she's kind of a brat. She doesn't want to do anything. She's just like, leave me alone. She's not invested. And it seems like she's also a little hesitant to want to be a part of this community as well. So she's like, nah, I'm just here for money. I don't want to get involved. It seems like she's also very reluctant to emotionally be vulnerable in this scenario. And all the attendings and the resident chiefs are like, oh, you want to do this? Or you can come here. And she's like, no, I'm good. Maybe next time. And they're all very shocked, which obviously makes them want her more. By the end of second episode, though, she starts to feel like she has something to offer. And the resident chief and the attending are really making sure that she stays. Looking forward to seeing what actually happens with her. She's still not my favorite so far. She's a little too broody and just a little to really entice any kind of emotion. I'm hoping that as time goes on, she'll be more there. I will say one thing I really liked about her was that she doesn't really lie. It's not easy to bully her, but she also isn't someone who bullies other people either. And she stands up for herself quite well. So I appreciate that. I don't like the characters that are like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I did this and it's horrible. It's annoying. I like that she can stand up for herself and admit that, no, I didn't do anything wrong and I don't lie. Stop trying to accuse me, because there's another resident chief that's trying to accuse her of lying and mistreating her privilege and things like that. And she's like, nah, I'm good. So that's awesome. I really like that about her. But I'm sure we'll learn more about her as time goes on. The nice part about these kinds of stories are that there's more than one character to focus on. So there's Eyoung, who's the main main character, and then there's other 3 residents as well, and then there is a chief resident and an attending that I already really like, honestly. But let's start with the other residents. So the first one is Jae-il. I really like him. He's adorable. He's super hardworking. He at some point was a K-pop idol and then decided that he's going to transition into becoming a doctor. And he's like, that is right. That was me. I am the K-pop actor, a K-pop person. It's kind of adorable. How much he cares that he was a K-pop idol, and the other people are like, who are you?
8살 엄제일입니다. 활동명은 엄제일.
뭐예요 이게?
제 사인. 몸 쓰는 거 하나 자신 있습니다.
It's really awesome. And I really like the part I really like about him is that he so wants to be friends with everybody and tries to do his best and is so hardworking to a point where the resident chief is just like, oh my God, leave me alone. Stop. He's hardworking, but he also makes giant things of nothing. And it's kind of entertaining to watch. So I'm excited to see what happens with him. I have a feeling that he'll probably, obviously, have some sort of love story with another resident. I wonder who. The other 2 female residents are, one of them is Kim Sabi. Sabi is kind of awesome as well. She's super analytical. She came first in the national exam and her school and her college, so she's very accomplished in that way. But where she struggles is that personal aspect. I'm sure we've all gone to the doctor and we're like, what happened to you? You have no personal touch. You have no bedside manners. That is Kim Sabi.
입니다.
우와, 야, 진짜 1등이 온 거야? 우리 산부인과에?
의대도 1등이고 국가고시도 1등이라서요. 어디가? 공부하러!
I love that that's her own journey. She's trying to learn to be a more personable, more empathetic. She legitimately went to a textbook to find about communication skills to talk to a patient about signing consent. I thought that was adorable. I love that she's willing to try new things. And then on the other hand, she's like, look, there are things I am good at. I know all the analytics about your procedure. I know everything that goes right and wrong. So I will tell you how I want to do things. And I like that she stands her ground as well. And she understands that these are things that she's really good at. So I love that. Last but not the least is our 4th resident, Kim Nam-kyung. Nam-kyung. One day, I swear, I will be able to pronounce Korean names more fluently. Hopefully. Maybe in the next 10 years. I practice so much and somehow they are always wrong. Namkyung is apparently Eyoung's rival. It was a rival in high school, and Eyoung was like, I didn't know that. I didn't know we were rivals. I didn't know you existed. And she's like, what the hell? We were always rivals. I was constantly in competition with you. And Eyoung's like, that was all you. She has no care whatsoever. Out of all the residents, Namyoung is probably the more compassionate one outside of the male resident, which is surprising. She's really sweet and tries to do her best, and she's like, I look, no, I can't, I don't have time to eat, I have to chart, I have to do this and that, and then at some point she's just like, I can't do it anymore, I'm so tired. And I know we've all been there. It's kind of adorable. She's kind of adorable. Initially I thought she'd kind of be like a pain, but then as you watch her through the 2 episodes, you start to realize she's kind of cute. She tries her best and tries to do everything that is right, and I identified. She's very personable. I really like that. Then there is Gu Duwon, who is the the 4th year resident, who's in charge of kind of these other 4, and they naturally drive him nuts. He is also living with Eyoung, and we don't really know the dynamic of their story. And how they know each other. All we know is that they're close, and that's all we know.
새끼 내가 가서 혼내줘?
웬만하면 콜도 자기가 다 받고 잠깐씩 잠도 자게 해주고.
그래서 내 호가 호구잖아요. 호구도원.
I know that you can tell that he has a little bit of feelings for Eyoung. We just don't know how it developed, what happened, and I'm excited to see how that goes. Initially, I thought that Eyoung, the main character, would get with the other male resident, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be this resident chief that she's going to get with. It's less about medical and more about romance. Surprise, surprise! We all knew that was going to be it. The other, he's really cool. He tries his best. Again, all of the characters try their best to be better people and better like employees in that way, and I think that's awesome. Last but not the least is Youngmin. Youngmin is the attending professor. It's a little different how Korea does it. They call them professors, whereas in the US you call them like attendings. But I think that's equivalent, basically one of the heads of the department. And she's really cool. I've loved her. I love the actress in anything she's been in. She was in Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha and then a few other really great projects, and she's been amazing in all of them. So I had no doubts that she would be really good. I love that she gives Eyoung a really hard time, and they call her the witch. She kind of reminds me of Bailey from Grey's Anatomy, if you've watched it. Very similar vibes, but if you've watched Grey's Anatomy, you know how much loved and adored Bailey is. So I'm pretty sure she will be also loved and adored as well. I'm already excited to see her story. She loves her job. She loves what she does, and it's incredible to watch. I really hope they'll give her a backstory and like a different interest as well. And there you have it. Those are really the main characters of the story. Those are the ones you want to look out for and things that might happen. I'm sure there are 2 or 3 others that I haven't mentioned, but as time progresses and you see more of them, you'll start to realize, oh, this one's really cool. I'm pretty sure that we'll have more information on the other 2 bigger residents, not with them, but the other ones with Duwon. But so far, we don't know much about them besides the residents. The 4 residents are driving them nuts, which understandable. I'll be honest, I think I was a little bit more intrigued by Hospital Playlist when it first came out and their stories, and like it seemed like there was a dynamic of the main characters together, but there was also like their own issues that they were dealing with. So I'm hoping as time goes on, we'll see more of that. It still doesn't have that punch of like intrigue that I had for Hospital Playlist, but I'm still like intrigued by it. It's not bad. I'm still looking forward to it, and I still want to watch it, and I hope that I'll enjoy it. But so far, it's good, but it's not great. And I'm really hoping as it progresses, it'll be better. The first 2 episodes are just set up to see how things are right now and how they'll get better. But that doesn't mean I'm still looking forward to seeing it. The thing I'm curious about is why this and why these 4 residents and why the OBGYN. Out of all of the fields that I would have chosen to focus on for this TV show, I wouldn't have expected it to be OBGYN. I don't know why. Maybe it's like a life thing or something. I'm hoping that it'll be really interesting. So far, honestly, the reviews don't look great, but I still am hopeful right now. It's only at a 6.7 out of 10 on IMDb. I know sometimes it's not really correct and things change all the time, and it's only 2 episodes in, but I'm really like surprised it's only 6.7. I didn't think the first 2 episodes were like that bad to be considered 6.7 out of 10. So don't go off of it just by IMDb right now. I would give it a few more episodes to see if it develops and does better and the storyline gets better. I really am hoping that they'll have the characters that this whole like kind of series and sister series had anticipated. So fingers crossed. I'm also looking really forward to seeing the romance that happens between the characters, but also the real life stories. That was kind of the cool thing about Hospital Playlist, that they incorporated a lot of the family issues, the family dynamics, and some of the problems that the doctors were facing, some of the problems that some of their patients were facing. I'm hoping that it also brings that dynamic in as well. So if you have watched it, let me know in the comments below what you thought about the first 2 episodes, or honestly, if you've watched more of it as you watch this video too. Hopefully you like it, or if you don't, let me know what you didn't like about it. I'm super curious to see what you think. Please like and subscribe if you like videos like this. I hope to see you for the next time. My name is Navi. Thank you so much.